Dear students, hope you are all well. So students, in the last class we learnt about why is it important to study history, the sources of history that were of three types: material source, written source and oral source, and we covered the material source, which was further divided into parts that were artifacts, monuments and coins and seal. Historical monuments like stupas, temples, forts and palaces have an important place in material source, and coins and seals which were carved on the coins with figures of kings and gods. So let's move forward with the chapter. The next is written sources. Now, what are written sources? The all literature that are in written form and give us information about the history is called the written source of history. Have you ever thought that who has written all this literature, all these books? Who has written? Were these books also available in the Stone Age era? That means, were these all books all available during the olden time, during the ancient period? The answer is no. The Stone Age people used to record events and express their emotions in paintings on rocks. So, what did the olden time, the Stone Age people used to do? They used to express their emotion in paintings on rocks. Here you can see the paintings in this picture. After thousands of years, man learned the art of writing. So, after thousands of years, man started writing. In the beginning, the writing was in the form of signs and symbols. So, in the beginning, the man started writing in the form of signs and symbols. Again, it took thousands of years to develop script, okay, a proper way of writing. After that, man started writing on potsherd, that means broken pieces of pots, unbaked bricks and birch, burja, tree bark. This is a birch tree which is called burj in Sanskrit, and these birch trees are found in Kashmir. So at that time people started writing on the sheets. This is a sheet, on the sheets made of these birch tree bark, which are known as Burja Patras. The third picture that they used to write on the sheets, that is called as Burja Patra. So here you can see the picture of Burja Patra. Let's move forward. Now, with the experience and knowledge, man began to write in different ways. He also started writing and recording events that took place around him. Whatever was happening in the society, he started recording all the things. At that time of different rulers, different kings in India, they started writing their orders, the decisions and the donations. Whatever they used to give to people, everything on the rocks or stones they used to write. Now in these two pictures, you can see inscriptions on the stones or on the pillar. The first picture is an inscription on the stone and the second picture is an inscription on the pillar. And this is a copper plate. People used to write on copper plates. They used to do inscriptions on the copper plates as well. Let's move forward. Now, what is included in the written literature? Let's see. So here you can see, children, in literature we include books on religious and social subject. As you know that India has so many religions. You know India is also called as a diverse country. Why? Because we have different kind of religions. People of different religions live here, like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity. So books related to all these religions are available now also. And social subjects means how the people used to live in a society at that time. They also started writing about that. Then there were plays and poetry, travelogues and scientific work. Now, travelogues are books that the travelers used to write their experience about the different places they visit. They used to write about that. That is called as a travelogue. Let's move forward. Next are our Oral sources. As the name itself means, oral means verbal, that is communicated from one person to another. It means that these sources are not in the written form. They are preserved and passed on from generation to generation by word of mouth. Some of the examples of oral sources are folk songs, folk tales. Tales means stories. You must have heard many stories from your grandparents about their time. Ovis, then Ovis is also a type of poetry used by various Marathi poets and sons in different eras, means in different periods. And women used to also sing these obis while doing their household work. When they used to do the work in the house, they used to also sing these obis. These are some examples of obis and folk songs of Marathi. Let's move forward. Next, we will see sources of ancient Indian history. The ancient period of Indian history extends from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE, that is Common Era. Stone Age period of Indian history through excavation. It means that, as we have already discussed, there were no written records available at that time. So archaeologists got to know about the Stone Age period by doing excavation, by digging of various places from 1500 BC onwards. Information can be gathered from Vedic literature, and in the pre-Vedic era, also literature was not written before. Literature was not written. They were only in the oral form. People used to recite everything. But in the post-Vedic time, they started writing literature as well. And so, some of the examples of literatures are Brahmanas, the Upanishads, the epics. Epics means long stories. Ramayana and Mahabharata, Jain and Buddhist, travelogues, pillar inscription, etc. Okay, let's move forward. Next is precautions to be taken while writing history. What should we do while writing history or while we are using all these sources to write history? Let's see that. Now, it is necessary to take precautions because an old document doesn't mean that it is authentic. That doesn't mean that it is original. It needs to be examined. Okay, it has to be checked. So what we can do, we can see that who has written this information. Okay, we can see who has written this information, who has written these resources. Does more than one reliable source give the same information? You should check while you're searching from YouTube, Google. When you check on Google, does all the sites give you the same information? No, there are different information available on the sites. You should search more than 2 or 3 resources, whether they are giving the same information or not. So all this is important in writing history. All these things are necessary in writing history. Let's move forward. Next is your homework is you have to find the answers of these questions. The first one is, in the beginning the writing was in the form of dash and dash. The second one is, the ancient period of Indian history extends from the dash to the 8th century CE. And the last question is, what are oral sources? That's all for now. Your chapter ends over here. We will learn the next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.